Hey, I think this is right. My name is Brandon Wallin. This is my ECE 2036 Lab 6. So, just to start out with playing the game itself, you'll hear a startup jingle, and I gotta quickly avoid the poison pill. Each food that we were originally given is worth 2, of course with the exception of the poison pill, which is minus 10 towards your score. And then the food that I added for the extensibility was a pumpkin pie, and it gives you 5, because a whole pumpkin pie is going to be pretty filling. So you can see I'm getting the +2s for everything but the little circle. I got minus 10 for the poison pill. Just to demonstrate, you'll see that I don't go out of the border if I try and go on any particular side. You'll see, now I just want to try and actually win to demonstrate the fact that that does what I would like it to. Okay, just get this right here. And we get a congrats you win, and you heard the outro jingle. And then just to further show, and just to be clear, I am using the doodad here, the joystick. You lose screen with the outro if you go below 10, as just took place. I can show that one more time. But before I do, I'd also like to demonstrate that as my little feature with buttons, the only thing I could think of was like, so now I can change the color of the border, which I thought was fun. Very festive-y. But you'll see if my points are at 0 and I eat, eat the pill, it goes to minus 10, and sorry, you lose. So that is my game played itself. I know I'm supposed to show my hierarchy. Sorry, I'm trying to get it right. The right one. So you'll see I have a screen object header file, which is the base class, of course. You'll notice the pure virtual functions. I realized I needed a virtual destructor, and had a couple extra functions that were very helpful to my calculations and things. And to, like, this one was for the collisions, and this one was for calculating when what the points incremented up or down to. And then a lot of these other functions came from what was in the GobbleBuzz function, or GobbleBuzz class originally, since they're applicable to all the screen objects. And then you can see I just brought over the implementation for that overlap function into a source file. But so for the first derived class, and I just have the one level of derived classes, I have the GobbleBuzz, where I've defined the sprite right here, and you can see it's public screen object. And then I just put everything in the header file. So you have the implementation of each function as it relates to this specific screen object, the movements with the joystick, and I had to include you had to include these functions for the turkey, despite the fact that it doesn't use it. But these implementations are meaningless because it will never use these functions. So, and then you have celery brains, which is another screen object, which you'll see right here. This has, it's initialized to a random location with random velocities, essentially, so that I can use those to help move in the move function. And those are between 1 and -1. So I use those in the move function. You see we have the draw and erase specifically for this object. And then this is where you have the get points and the screen object pointer clone, which I use in my main function, and you can see the use of that right here. Yes. So you make a replacement before you erase or delete. Yeah, delete and erase what's in the pointer that's in the vector and the vector location itself. So that was celery brains, and then the rest of them are very similar, primarily different sprites, and a couple of them have the different values. But here you'll see macaroni mush with my best attempt at macaroni mush right there. You'll see pinky pecans, which is contained in here. This was my best attempt to make pecans. That's brown. Mean green beans. You'll see my little tiny green beans in there. And you'll notice it's also very similar. Has the inclusion guards I forgot to mention, like every other. It's also a screen object, but everything else is very similar, other than having its own, having the sprite specific to it and the clone specific to it in there. You'll see zombie poison pill, which is the first one that I've shown you that implements differently, in that it returns the -10 here instead of the +2. And then the last one is the pumpkin pie, which returns a +5 instead of a +2 or a -10. So yeah, I think that's it. And you'll notice some of these are very repetitive, because repetitive but can't be different, simply because their implementation is different in the gobble buzz, so they still needed to be virtual. But yeah, that is my class hierarchy. My main is here if you would like to look at that. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope I covered all the bases pretty well. Thanks.